Kia ora, good morning. Here's another one. Stephen Koecher went missing in Nevada. People are suspecting everything from, like, he went off looking for work, met with foul play, went off and ended his own life, blah, blah, blah. But I've got to tell you guys, I think he walked away from his life. People are saying, yeah, but like it doesn't make sense because he left presents in the car and Christmas cookies and that. You know, like he was preparing for Christmas and getting ready to go about his life at Christmas and all that. But it's like, but what if he was leaving gifts behind? You know, like if you look at it a different way, he didn't want to walk away without showing his family that he loved them. And so he was leaving them Christmas presents and cookies and that so that they'd have something to remember him by. It sounds like to me like he had help to walk away from his life, and that file that he was seen carrying probably had like false documents or false birth certificates or something like that. I find it interesting that it was a retirement village and that a woman went missing a week before and he was seen around that, like his phone was pinging for a couple of days around that retirement village. A woman in the area went missing a week before. Now, I'm not suggesting that they ran off together, though a lot of people are suggesting they ran off together, but he definitely had help. And he laid low for a couple of days in the area, turned off his phone and then walked away from his life. This sounds like a man who walked away from his life. And it had to be on the terms of, once you walk away, you can never go back. You have to lose everything. Like, that person will no longer exist. And that was more than likely what was in the file was IDs, fake IDs and I would even look at people in the retirement village. Were any of them FBI, CIA, special forces, military, people who could possibly have connections to fake IDs and things like that? That's the road I would absolutely be going down. And it's interesting as well because there was an interview from, I think, his brother or brother-in-law that said, if you've walked away from your life, if you walked away from us, don't bother coming back. So it's like, I'm wondering whether there's even people that think, yeah, he may have just walked away from his life, found it too hard. And the pressure of the church and not being able to provide and things like that, I think he found an opportunity or was given an offer. You could just disappear. If only I could just start again. Well, I can, I can help, but you'll have to walk away from your life and everything, or let's just walk away together. The thing is, in this day and age, when you can buy those masks and stuff now, people can willingly make themselves disappear and make it look like all sorts of things. If it's not because they've gone underground, like literally, if it's not because they've been taken underground, when they literally vanish off the face of the earth, that's when you've got to start looking at those masks that people can buy, because they are unbelievably real. So, yeah, I just, I think whoever he was, see that walking with purpose, he was walking with purpose. I think because he needed to get somewhere at a certain time. I think that they planned it meticulously, like down to the minute, and he had to hurry up and get to point B by a certain time. And then what I would look at in the local vicinity, are there any hotels or motels where a man and a woman turned up? Not necessarily that they look like them, but where a man and a woman turned up. Because, like I said, if they wear masks, those masks are scary. And we all know them if you do the whole conspiracy theory thing. So, yeah, it just has all the hallmarks of a man who walked away from his life, in which case, good riddance to him. He's a coward. That's a coward. That's not a man. A man doesn't make a family and then walk away from it because life got too hard. That he let his pride and his ego destroy his entire family's lives. His poor wife and children will feel so abandoned and unworthy if he has walked away. Like, what a horrible, horrible thing to do to your wife and children. Imagine what that's going to do to your children. That's just horrible. So if I am right, and and there is a small population of people that think he did just walk away, and possibly with this woman who went missing a week before, who may have gone missing the week before in order to get things set up, in order to get things ready, so that just lay low and see how the media deal with it, see how this is going, and then go, like just leave and not come back. So, but he definitely had help in that retirement village. Did she live there or work there? Maybe. I wasn't sure. They just said in the area. The news bit that I saw said in the area. That a local woman in the area went missing a week before. But yeah, it definitely sounds like he walked away. And if that's the case, good riddance. His wife deserves a real man. And those kids deserve a real dad. Just because you make a baby doesn't mean you have the right to be a parent. It doesn't make you a parent. It just makes you a donor. Your only purpose was to create those children. Now your job is done and God's moving you out the way. Coward thing to do. Absolute coward thing to do. So anyway, his pride and ego would have destroyed all those lives when he didn't just have the guts to say, because he would have known as well, the church wouldn't have been happy with a divorce when they do allow divorces. It ends up with like being ostracised and not being allowed near your kids, and they make it really, really hard. So he probably thought, well, I'm not going to be accepted by my community anymore. My kids aren't going to be allowed to be around me anymore. I might as well just walk away. I thought about ending it, and then I was given the opportunity to just walk away. It's almost like he bumped into someone while he was looking for work, and they were talking about, how hard times were. Sometimes I wish I could just start again. Yeah, me too. Come on then, let's do it. That kind of thing. Or I know someone who can help. Like if you're serious, I know someone that can get you some fake IDs, or this is what you need to do. come back here with the information. It would be interesting to see if he was taking out any regular amounts of money that were unusual in the weeks or months leading up to his disappearance, or whether he was making money on the side that she didn't know about, because he was canvassing for work, you see, but he would have had to, if he had to get fake IDs and that set up unless someone else was paying for it, but who would be paying for it other than someone that loved him? Random strangers don't just like, I'll get you the ID and I'll pay for it and that sort of thing, because some of these IDs can be expensive depending on, you know, if you want to be taken seriously as a fake person. I mean, it's one thing if you're trying to get into a bar, it's a quick glance thing, but it's another thing if you're trying to get a driver's license and birth certificate and that. Do you know what I mean? So someone either had to be someone who loved him, either had to have the money to help him get the stuff that he would need to escape, to get out and start again with new IDs, which isn't hard. The cartels and that do a lot of that stuff, and it was Nevada. I'm just saying. Or whether he was earning money on the side that she didn't know about, like cash in hand, where he was keeping it aside to pay for it all. Someone, if he wasn't getting the money from somewhere, or like he was just randomly withdrawing a couple of $100 every few days or every few weeks, like, you know, under the radar, because this wouldn't have been something that he just decided to do overnight. If he went back to the car to get the file, he had preparation time. He got the presents. He wrapped them up, so he knew he was leaving and he was preparing for it. That's what it sounds like. And to be honest, I would rather it, well, it's kind of the lesser of two evils, because, you know, it would be horrible to think that he had been murdered. Better a coward than murdered, I guess. No one wants anyone to be murdered. Excuse me, I just hiccuped and my throat made a frog sound. So yeah, the money. Otherwise, it had to have been someone who loved him, because you don't pay out that sort of money. In which case, with that woman, was any large amounts of money going out of her account before she left? Interesting to see. It would be really interesting to see. But he definitely had help in that village. Nobody said if he had a grandma there or anything like that. So it says to me maybe he was scouring for work, or someone sent him there. I know someone that can help. Go to this address. He used to work for the CIA or something like that. The cartels and that do stuff like that though. I know, because my future, it was soon to be ex-husband, was a Latin king. So I learned a little bit, not a lot, about, you know, gangs and the ones that come across the border and stuff. So anyway, so I'm gonna go, but yeah, that's what I think. I'm throwing my 2 cents in. We'll see what happens. Ka kite anō. Bye. Mwah.